he was in New York talking to their record company. Liza was actually on the same label as Bros, and they started talking to him about, by the by, they'd signed Liza, and they were looking for producers. And the guy at the American record company was a big fan of ours, and Tom said, "Why do you get the other boys to do it?" And he came back to England and said, "You'll have a guest who wants to work with you." I said, "Who?" And he said, "Liza Minnelli."
Well, really, it wasn't just thrust upon you. I mean, you heard him and decided you wanted to work with him?
I had heard a song called Rent.
Yeah.
And I had asked I said, "Who is that? And who wrote that? And who's singing that?" And they said, "These two guys." So I said, "Well, what are they called?" And they told me the Pet Shop Boys. Then there's like an intermission of a couple of months. Now I hear that maybe the Pet Shop Boys will do my album, produce it and write it, and I just went crazy. I thought it was so wonderful.
Well, it's a challenge for everybody, because you said you haven't done any pop.
Yeah.
And a challenge for you. I mean, were you apprehensive about it?
No. Not normally apprehensive about things. We're just looking forward to it because, you know, we really like Liza Minnelli, and it's always good when you're working with someone that's like a huge star, which is something we get on with as well. You know? It's like it.
So, I mean, you've written 5 new songs.
Yeah.
For this result. Were they all written with Liza in mind?
Yeah, I mean, particularly with the music, we just made sure it was the kind of music that we like. We didn't. I think maybe some people at the record company thought we'd try and make it middle of the road, but we didn't see Liza, and also having met her as that kind of artist, we knew that she was quite happy to do something that was kind of brave and that was, you know, now. And but with the lyrics, because I wrote most of the lyrics. You know, I was writing them with Liza in mind, so the song that Liza's just done, So Sorry I Said, was written for, you know, and I know quite a bit about Liza, a woman of Liza's age and experience, and that is a fascinating thing to do. And also, I know she's an actress, and she can interpret it in the right way.
Well, she did.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny, I walked in, I mean, I've never made a pop album, right? So I thought, the Pet Shop Boys, oh great, now what'll I wear? That was always what I knew that I was going to be fine because Neil and Chris would look after all the music. I thought, what should I wear? And I got out this, do you remember this stupid skirt? This little leather skirt, and I arrived. I said, "Hi guys," you know, and I'd heard all the songs and everything. This is the first session, and after about an hour, I said, "When did the musicians get here?" And they said, "Don't be mad." I said, "What are you talking about? There are no musicians. There's just all these machines and us." And I was stuck in that outfit all day. I thought I was going to meet the rock musicians. You know?
You find it different, working with simple souls like these two chaps?
They're the most complicated people I've ever worked with.
I can believe that.
Because they won't compromise on anything, which is great, because that's the way I like to work.
It can't all have been sweetness and light, though. There must have been a bit of fighting.
Sorry to tell you this.
Come along now.
Well, I'm afraid there's no dirt to dish, actually, on the... I know it's not very good value, but... actually, it was sweetness and light.
No.
It's always been a joy to work with Liza.
Oh, get off.
There's been no problem.
I'm sorry we had you now.
She and Chris taught each other dance steps, so they exchanged dance steps.
Yes, we would dance in between things, and then we'd go out and sit and have lunch and watch all these television shows like yours.
God help us. Now, what about you? We must talk about your European tour. Are we still in the throes of that? Has that finished?
No, we just finished. In fact, we originally were doing a tour of the Far East. We've never done a tour before, and we decided we would do Britain as well. So it was a 14-day tour of Hong Kong, Japan, Britain.
A theatrical extravaganza.
Yeah, well, we've never done a tour before because we're a bit disenchanted with the normal rock concert format, and we've always wanted to do something that was a real production that kept your interest all the way through. And so we had a director, Derek John, the film director, who's also working on stage. He directed the whole performance, and he made 8 films which were shown during it. And we had a team of dancers from Los Angeles who worked with Michael Jackson a lot. And so it all kind of came together like that.
Did you see the show?
No, I missed it by, 4 days or something like that.
I didn't get a ticket for that one either.
We keep sending them to you, Terry.
I mean, you like pop music, though. I mean, despite
I've always liked it.
Have you?
I've always liked it. I grew up with one kind of music, but I've always listened to a different kind of music. And I was just scared to do it before.
Yeah. Did you play this music to Frankie and Sammy?
Oh, yes.
They hated it.
We all hung out together. That was pretty funny.
Go on.
I mean, it was like culture shock for all of us. I mean, I would be singing at the Albert Hall, and I'd work with the guys all day long. And then, you know, we'd go to the theater. On opening
Then we'd
night,
go
it was
to a club as
wonderful.
well.
Then we'd go to a club, yeah.
It's a bit lies about raping, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the only problem on the whole album was that Chris and I, neither of us owns a tuxedo. And we had dinner after seeing the concert with Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and Liza. And we got a call in the afternoon saying it's at the Savoy, you've got to wear a tuxedo. And Chris and I don't have one. And so the
Poverty,
Savoy,
is it?
The Savoy kindly gave us, it's attitude, I think.
No, it's the attitude, huh?
The Savoy kindly gave us permission not to have to wear black tie.
It was a big deal. That's
It was a big deal,
deal.
actually. But Frank Sinatra was very nice about it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Well, he thought you were terrific. He loved all the music. And so did Sammy. You know
I mean,
that.
would you write for Frank Sinatra?
In the next 20 minutes?
Not immediately. I mean, I'm not offering or anything. I just wondered if old...
Well, if he asked
Frank
us,
would-
we'd consider it, I think, yeah.
Would you? Yeah. I mean, it is a transition for you, for both of you as well, isn't it? It's a,
Yeah.
but what makes you
best-
want to do that? Well, I mean, obviously, everybody wants to move forward, but very few pop idols or groups move in this particular direction.
Well, it's just, I mean, we've done a couple of things with other people before, and we've always worked with people, you know, who we're interested in. And when we suggested that Liza would like to work with us, she's someone who Chris and I are both fascinated by. I mean, to me, she was part of pop music, because in the early 70s, I was a fan of David Bowie and Roxy music, and Liza Minnelli with Cabaret was all part of the same sort of movement at the time. And since then, I've always been fascinated by Liza Minnelli. And to have someone, you know, a singer and star of that stature will come and sing your songs, I mean, it's something you don't get offered very often.
But it is a risk not only for you, but it's a risk for you too as well. I mean,
Well, Paul Russell, who's the head of,
yeah.
Epic over here and for CBS over here, said the best compliment to us. He said, when he listened to it, he said, the nicest thing about it is nobody compromised. You know, it's not anything that is different for you. They haven't put any effects on your voice. And the music is as rough as it just wants to be. You know,
So you don't think
we
there'll be
surprised
any
everybody.
problems about credibility in inverted commas?
Actually, we think Liza Minnelli is very credible anyway.
Yeah, so do I. Has your voice changed, Liza, do you think?
Well, it's changed with what they did too. I mean, they made me sing way down here and then way up high. I didn't know I had a lot of the range until Neil just said, well, just do it. Just do it. But he directed me well. You know, at one point I was in the studio and I was worried about sounding like a rock singer, so I said, time or something. Do you remember this? And I heard Neil say, what are you doing? And I said, why? What am I doing, Neil? He said, why are you saying time? Just say time. I said, oh. He said, sing it like you're singing an Aznavour song. And I understood exactly what he meant then. Just go for the words and don't try and be like anybody else.
So you're bossy to be around, are you?
Oh, he's wonderful.
I'm famous for being bossy.
Ah.
Ask Chris.
I would, but I don't want to because I want the three of you to actually sing for us. So you're going to do a new single from the album.
Yes, it's not written by us, this song, actually, it's by Stephen Sondheim. And I first heard this in the show Follies, and it's a great song called Losing My Mind.
Okay, will you do it for us? Thank you.
Okay.
All three, please. Thank you. So it's the Pet Shop Boys, Liza Minnelli, and Stephen Sondheim's beautiful song for Follies, Losing My Mind.